Once upon a time, there was a man named Ebenezer Scrooge. Through capitalism, he ruined people's lives and conned them out of their money. Well, actually, he didn't really con people. We just did a Christmas Carol over at America the Podcast and wanted to force a connection between Scrooge and George Santos, who is an actual con man. And yes, I wanted to plug America the Podcast presents The War on Christmas Volume 7. We're just going to do a Christmas Carol this year, available on the America the Podcast feed, December 19th, 2023. So mark your calendars. Do people still use calendars? Who knows? Someone must. Sorry, couldn't resist the opportunity to plug one of my other shows. George inspired me to hustle, and that all of my self-promotion should be shameless. What can I say? Regardless, a link to the America the Podcast Christmas special is in the description to this episode, and we hope you enjoy it, as well as the special surprise we've included after the credits to this episode. Okay, where was I? Ah yes, George Santos, the most fabulous congressional con man in recent history, and now only the 6th person to ever be kicked out of Congress. So, let's pour some holiday drinks and dig into what brought George down tonight on I Do Not Trust This Person, the many lies of former Congressperson George Santos. Well, all right, everybody. We found ourselves here one more time on the holiday special. We're calling it a holiday special, not a Christmas special, because it's, for our Jewish friends out there like George Santos. But can't tell if that's offensive, but George offended absolutely everybody. So, and now, apparently, finally got caught and kicked out. So, Merry Christmas.
Not apparently,
actually, yeah. Well, apparently he got finally found out versus really not found out, but we've all known, you who listen to the show know that George Santos has been found out for all these crimes much earlier on, but the ethics committee finally got him, so much so that how many pages was this? A 56-page long ethics report that they had been digging into him for quite a while, I think.
Yeah.
And now he's been expelled from Congress. So I credit our show for this. I say we did this.
Sure.
So you're welcome, America. You're welcome. But yeah,
Do we know? I mean, look, we knew this was coming. This is not a surprise.
Yeah.
This was a matter of time. I thought it wasn't going to happen as soon as it did. But here we are, and he was expelled. Do you have the number, the House vote numbers?
Oh, no, I don't have the House vote numbers in front of me. I forgot
311 to 114.
Yeah, everybody else in there were like, well, we need due process before, which they have a point a little bit. But, he's been found out for a lot of different crimes, including, I think, literally, did they convict him on the 13? Now I don't remember those original 13 counts.
I have no idea. All I know is
that he fessed up and said,
he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And, that he said that he won't, he'll pay the check thing in Brazil. I know that was a deal thing that he had a while ago. But
only the 6th member ever ousted and expelled from
and the last time
House.
Was because why? Because people were supporting the Confederacy. So
yeah, so
that was one guy I think was trying to sell out Florida to the British or something. I saw something the other day about it, and it was real wild. But this has been
the last senator to be expelled was in 1912.
Jesus,
that's wild.
Wow.
Almost 100 years.
Yeah, over 100 years
over
ago.
111
112 almost. Yeah, almost 112 years ago. It's almost 20. It's 2024 in a few weeks. So,
it's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild. I mean,
ousted on December 1st.
To be honest, he as entertaining as he was, and wild as everything was around him, it had to happen. I mean, I know that we're just a circus at this point in this country with Donald Trump and everybody else, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of them. What's her name?
Menendez, is that the guy with the Egypt the Egypt gold?
Who's a Democrat? It's just they're all.
I mean, they're all which is we're going to get to in this.
And what's her name? The other one, Lauren Boebert. Fondling people during Beetlejuice. I mean, everything is a joke. Everything is a joke. But
Lauren Boebert got her boob grabbed at Beetlejuice. That's a fun tongue twister we do on American Conversation.
I guess I guess. I don't know. And that goes to, which I think you're going to touch on, the whole, like, after he got expelled, he kind of went on a rant about all the other things.
I only have 3 tweets, but he went on a very long tirade.
But I'm sure he's going to talk more about it. And
go check his Twitter. Like, while you're listening to this, go scroll through the man's Twitter. Oh, he does. 100%.
Why is he getting expelled? Obviously, he's a shit show and has done a lot of bad things, but everybody else sucks.
Yeah, everybody else is also doing the same shit.
Also probably getting paid off by lobbies and doing God knows what else. So what was it about him that just upset everybody so much?
Well, I mean, for the Republicans, I can give you 2 reasons, and they're both him being gay and being an immigrant. But that's, they would fight me on that, and more power to you. But I'm right and you're wrong. So I think it says here that the ethics committee had already been looking into him back in last January, like this past January, like the beginning of the year. So they've been
literally
on him
from the
for a
moment
while, from the moment he stepped through the door.
Got elected.
Because he lied about his what do you call it? His finances on the congressional, it's the form you fill out to say that this is how much money I have and how much I'm worth. And he lied about that. So that's lying to Congress. That was already big one.
All his lies.
Oh my God, so ridiculous.
He's been lying since he,
walked out of his mom, man. Like,
well, yes, probably, because we talked about how, they interviewed, I can't remember who, but there were interviews done with previous roommates of his about how he stole
roommates,
things
his
and
coworkers
everything.
at the telecommunications place he worked at. And
without a doubt, he, has been lying since he got out of the womb. But for the purposes of his political career, he's been lying since he started running for office, and finally just caught up with him.
Yeah. What caught up with him, it was, say with me, as we said on the show before, the money. All the money.
Always the money.
It's always the money, always the paper trail. Here's a breakdown of some of the things that he spent money on.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
This makes me happy.
So $1,400 at Virtual Spa in Jericho, New York in 2022. $225 at City MD in Huntington, New York, which I believe is a plastic surgery place.
It's a lot of
$1,500 purchased on the campaign debit card in 2020 that was made at Mirza Aesthetics. Oh, aesthetics. Sorry, I'm a little dyslexic, and aesthetic looked like athletics, which was not reported to the FTC and was noted as Botox in his expensive expense spreadsheets. We're going to go with breadsheets.
Sure.
Because I'm stumbling over words. Spreadsheets.
And $1,400 at Virtual Skin Spa, also for Botox. And if I may just say that $1,500 on Botox is
you worked in wellness for a while. Let's talk how much.
A lot of
he spent
Botox.
A lot on different Botox things. Like 3 different times he spent. There was $1,400 for Botox and then $1,500 for Botox.
I don't know what the prices are in New York.
$2,900.
In Austin, Texas, Botox is usually $12 a unit. Okay. Let's say that in New York it's $15 to $18, even $20 a unit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of Botox. $1,500. If we even say that it's $20 a unit, that's 75 units of Botox.
How much? That's to tighten your face off, to stretch your skin back.
That is a lot of Botox for a person who is 35 years old.
He's
you don't
35.
need. Nobody needs 75 units of Botox in their face, but. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. $1,500.
Why did he? I don't believe he actually got all that Botox though, or he did. I don't know.
He does have a very smooth, shiny face.
Could it have been for filler too? That's the other thing I'm wondering.
If we're talking filler,
I think he put Botox as generic.
He does look like he has filler, I will say. Yeah. And if that's the case, then $1,500 isn't that much. That's probably one vial of filler. So
he may have actually. This may have been
this. If this is filler, then maybe one vial in the cheeks or lips. That's
there's another spot here with my God, so over $3,000.
That's what I'm saying. 3,000. I mean, I don't know what the time, but it's. I mean, it's only been in office
that's over
for
the course
year.
of a while. Botox lasts for like 3 months, doesn't it? Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, Botox, depending on 3 to 6 months, depending on how frozen you want your face to be. If you do it every 3 months, you're wanting it to never, go away. So yeah.
Yeah. He also spent over $4,000 at Hermes, which is very,
that's
very
easy to do.
expensive. Yeah. But like, why with campaign money?
But another $1,000 at another spa. So literally, he's got $1,400 at a spa plus
15.
So this is like
plus
3,000, 4,000, 5,000 over like
5,000
over
all Botox.
$5,000 at spas.
Yeah.
That he's spending probably Botox filler and all other kind of med spa related things.
So like all of those, whatever. He's spending money at spas. He's having a good time.
That makes me happy. I just find it fascinating.
And to, a shout out to Andrew Turner on America the Conversation when he said like, I kind of appreciate him for this because he's stealing money from Republican donors and spending it on himself and having a grand old time. Like we all should be taking money from these people and spending it on spas. And apparently OnlyFans. Everybody out there knows what OnlyFans are. If you're at work right now, Google OnlyFans. No, don't do that. It is a site that's usually used for, pornography, like independent people. Sex workers can get, can make money that way. It's also used for comedy as well. But he claimed to never know what that was back in March and apparently had spent, I think, $1,000 on OnlyFans. I don't have that number here, but I had heard through some news source that it was $1,000, but don't quote me on that.
He's living his best life.
Sephora
honestly.
too, meals. But remember, he skimmed, not skimmed. He did. Apparently, he's still on the hook for a skimming scheme that he had in Seattle or something, like credit card skimming scheme. But he ran multiple donors' credit cards for like $14,000. Like one guy's wife, one guy as well. Like he and his wife, both their credit cards or debit cards, not their credit cards. Their debit cards got scammed scammed. But 137 pages of the report deals with just his education and all the stuff that we'd already covered on here, how he lied about everything under the sun, his college, how he's a volleyball player at Baruch. They also, apparently one we missed that he had a sexual harassment claim against him, but that was not substantiated and was, BS. But overall, it all ended up just being the money of him spending like all this money on basically Botox and other like, I mean, my God, so much money on Botox. And
so he's voted out.
He's voted out.
He walks out in a beautiful, dramatic, just very, very.
He's got his
George
coat
Santos.
on like a supervillain, like he just hanging on his shoulders. And doesn't stay for the whole vote. That was amazing.
Goes out to talk to the press and just
No, doesn't talk to the press at all. Gets in a limo and leaves.
I thought maybe was it later that he
talked to somebody later on. He talked to a lot of people later on, actually, as we'll find out. But he also I didn't see anything of him talking to a reporter. I know he has, but I don't know which one he opened up to.
Maybe he just made like a comment about it.
He might have.
I feel like he made a great comment.
Look it up if you can find it. But he did make a lot of comments about his fellow Republicans, talking about the hypocrisy of all of this. He went on Twitter. I'm going to read 3 of the tweets that. Which is the news source for this? I don't remember. I'll link them in the description. All our news sources are in the description, but Twitter is the technical source for this. Sorry, X. Sorry, Elon. Sorry. Right. Monday, this was on December 1st. This is the day he got expelled. So I was doing this at night. Monday, I will be filing an official complaint with the Office of Congressional Ethics against Representative Meliatakis regarding her questionable stock trading since joining the Ways and Means Committee this Congress. Then it goes on. It says, before joining the committee, the Congresswoman didn't have an active trading habit or a high volume stake. Now she does, which is true. There is, by the way, and I'll link this website in the description as well, a website where you can track Congress people's stock trading and see what they're actually investing in. Different people on different committees. Like I know there's one specific guy I had read about that is very heavily invested in oil, and he's on one of the committees that deals with oil. And it's real shady, and George Santos is calling all of them out.
Okay, so real quick, he was leaving, so yes, he put on his winter jacket like a cape, a fabulous cape.
It looked like a cape. It did look like a cape.
Walked out, and as he walked out, he said, "It's over." And then he said they just set a new dangerous precedent for themselves, noting that he's the first House member in modern history to be expelled before a federal conviction.
That is true. No, and again, the people that say, he was expelled before any sort of actual judgment had been handed down is kind of messed up. But at the end of the day, like, they kind of caught him on paper for all of this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a will he be convicted?
I mean, it's a 56
has he been convicted?
report. There's plenty to fill the
enough
space,
to
clearly.
where we're washing our hands with you. You're making all of us look bad. But at the end of the day, it's going to end up being a Democrat that takes a spot, and then a Democrat that's going to win that spot again in the general election for sure. The Republicans have shot themselves in the foot there. I may eat my words. Hopefully, I won't. But I do. Okay,
but back to X.
Back to X. So the next one was about Representative Mike Lawler. The Congressman Lawler owns a portion of Checkmate Strategies, and he uses the same firm that he is a beneficiary of to pay for services related to his campaign. Damn, George. The concerning questions are, is Mr. Lawler engaging in laundering his money from his campaign or to his firm, then into his own pocket? The third one is about Representative Lalota. It has been raised in the local media that Congressman Lalota obtained his JD attending Hofstra in day school while he was supposed to be working at the Board of Elections at the same time. Questionable actions are, did Rep. Lalota no-show to his tax-pay-funded job while he was going to school. So this guy was going to school while he was in Congress and not working at Congress, basically.
Working at the Board of Elections.
Yeah, and if so, can he potentially have stolen public funds from the taxpayers of New York? Who knows? And honest to God, George, we hate love you. Godspeed on this, because like if he makes it his mission, would that not be the best freaking irony of it all? That this corrupt person who stole money left and right in Congress ends up getting expelled and finding out so much
and
because
bringing down all these people.
That man loves his gossip. He loves being in on the drama and finding out things. Yep. He could bring down every Republican that voted him out, and Democrat too. Screw them all. If they broke the law, prosecute them. It does not matter which side of the aisle they are on. If they're crooks, they're crooks. So George is gone.
Here's the best part, though. Other than the Botox.
Yeah.
The next best part is, what has he been doing since he was expelled?
He has been on Cameo, the wonderful place that hosts people such as O.J. Simpson, Rudy Giuliani, and Sarah Palin as well.
People need to make money.
People need to make money. Bad people need to make money. That's fine. So the numbers in the sheet are wrong now. I want you to guess what his price. Oh, you already saw his price.
$500.
$500. He started at $75. And then
honestly, he's lowballing himself.
I know.
Man.
Oh yeah, someone told him he low. Well, apparently on Cameo you get you can cap yourself out at a day on how many you can get. I checked him this morning and he had 2 left or something, or maybe 2 left for the week. I don't know. But he, my guess is that he capped himself at 75 and then started raising his prices, because two of these articles are contradicting each other, because one was two.
You don't cap your price, you cap the number of cameos.
Number of cameos that you can do for the day. Yeah, sorry. Then people pay their 75. But yeah, 2 of these articles were written hours apart from each other, and he had been already at 200, then 250. He raised his price basically throughout the day. Then it was 400 as of a couple days ago when I checked, and then I checked right before we started, and it's $500. And I don't think that's as much as you can charge, but it may be top of the line. I know Ric Flair is about $500
Yeah, but I'm sure. Well, I don't know who's on Cameo. Dude,
it ranges from $10 for Andy Milonakis or something like that, or to Ric Flair, George
if you've
Santos,
got someone more
Sarah Palin,
famous
not to compare
there.
Ric Flair to those 2 people. I'm sorry, Nate. Please forgive me.
Someone I think there are people out there who would pay more than $500 for that.
Well, a lot of people did. Jimmy Kimmel had him read a really ridiculous script of giving advice to a fake uncle, I think.
That's funny.
A friend of ours of the show was going to get one for us as the company from him, but he had already ran out for the week.
I don't know. now that the price keeps going up, I say
he said he
forget
ran
that.
out and had already started charging $250.
How about we don't give George Santos $500 of our money?
Exactly. That was I was like, I don't really necessarily want you giving George Santos
Thank
money.
you for the thought, Andrew, but no.
Yes.
And now it's crossed the line. Maybe at 75, 150,
I know,
but no,
at 75,
500.
like whatever.
Hell no.
You know, he needs to make a living. Dude, but Sarah Palin was talking about that she made more money at Cameo than she did as governor. Like,
That's insane.
And George is doing the same thing. He's made more money just like if he continues on this rate or pace, I think, or maybe he's already made $100,000 from Cameo as it is, which is crazy.
So here's the question.
Yeah, what's the question?
As we reflect on this insane year with George Santos.
My God.
Is this the last we will see of George Santos?
I don't think so. Because
what is your prediction of what he will do?
I think he's going to rile up and start outing every single person he ever found out dirt on. I bet you he's got flash drives. He's probably recorded people secretly. That dude is a shifty guy, and he knew people. He hung out with people. He tried to insert himself. He was on a committee for like half a second. Like immediately got kicked off because he was being unethical. Like, sorry, man, but you had to go. All these other people have to go too, though. Like,
I think he's going to write a book.
Oh, he's 100% going to write a book.
And he's just going to keep milking this. Like he is set for life now.
100%, yeah.
If he,
for a while, I don't think,
yeah. Potentially, if he plays his cards right and manages his money correctly, which is
iffy.
Questionable.
Has he done that? That's the thing. We don't know if he's bad with money. We just know he's stolen a lot of it.
Is he still,
allegedly,
is he under, like, criminal investigation is he still so he's been
he's still under investigation. He's okay. I think the trial's happening.
That's the part that I
haven't heard anything about any trials, so I don't know.
I know that the ethics committee did their investigation. They released the report. He obviously got expelled, but from a perspective of is he still at risk of potentially going to jail or facing other charges or something like that? Could that be in his future?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
or a financial penalty like Rudy Giuliani.
Oh my God! As of today, it's old news. Well, this episode comes out on Friday, so it's not that old. But Rudy Giuliani having to pay $148 million to those two women he harassed is so purely beautiful. And Alex Jones is also trying to settle, like he's trying to offer $55 million instead of the $1.5 billion or whatever he has to pay to the Sandy Hook folks. But it's just like all these right wingers are going broke, and it's so funny. But I think I do think George is going to go to jail, at least, or house arrest. I think that's probably as far as it'll really go, just because of, and that's my, armchair prediction of half an expert that I am. But he definitely is going to have his legal penalties given to him in the new year, because I think it's probably, we haven't heard anything about the trial because trials take forever. I mean, Donald Trump's trials are taking like 7 months to get there. Like, I mean, they'll all start and end in the 2020 beginning of 24, and they should be, I think all of his will be done by May because of, obvious reasons. But George is just a guy now, a liar guy.
Okay, here we go. So Santos's troubles are far from over as he faces trial next year in New York. Federal prosecutors in a 23-count indictment have accused him of, that's right.
Okay.
So I remember we did an episode of this. There's too many things to keep track of.
It was a while
That's right.
ago.
He was indicted on a bunch. So he's got 23 indictments that go
on top of his already 13. Like they added 10 more.
Yeah, it was 10 more on top of the 13. So 23 total. From duping his donors, stealing from his campaign, lying to Congress,
running their debit cards. That was the thing that shocked me the most. That he straight up just ran their cards for 10 grand.
So he will. So So next year we're gonna have a George Santos trial.
Yeah.
We might have to come back and do
another
future
one on
episodes on him because that's going to make for good TV.
Yeah, it really is. Like if we, I bet he demands that cameras be in there. That's
like
a
Hunter
hard
Biden
prediction.
did.
Yeah, well, Hunter Biden has a point. They're trying to drag him into, Hunter Biden's a criminal and he admits that too. But like he's
not innocent. But he was like, I'm not going behind closed doors with a bunch of Republicans.
You guys can lie. What? No,
yeah,
dude.
Smart.
That. Oh my God. But George, I guarantee, will demand in his trial at least cameras, and that would be amazing. And we will definitely be back for him. But for now, you can look forward to the weird lives of Casey and Ron DeSantis.
I don't know how many episodes of that I can do. I might just get creeped out and give up.
One of them Andrew really wants to do, so you can sit that one out if you have to.
Okay.
Because it's one of the more upsetting ones that aren't necessarily the creepy ones.
I don't like them.
Yeah, no.
And talking about them. And
Ron is, man, we just watched, and you should go Google Ron DeSantis endorses Donald Trump ad. It's so uncomfortable, and it's
with his kids, with his family.
Kids, it's so weird. I don't know, and I'm like, I guarantee you, Casey made him do this. Like, she's terrifying. He's just a dopey puppet of hers. I firmly believe that, and that's one way to get to power. But yeah, look forward to that. And then after the credits roll here, you can listen to something that we did on a whim. If you are a fan of America the Podcast, we had The War on Christmas that just came out with A Christmas Carol. Well, we did one more. And it's how the George Santos stole Christmas. That's what he's been up to. That's the real thing he's been up to. So after the credits roll, you, the listeners of this, will get to hear that before the America the Podcast people. Screw you, America the Podcast fans. I don't trust this person fans here. But enjoy or don't, or wait until Christmas Eve to listen to it. But we'll see you in the new year. Thanks for listening, and good luck, George. We really hope you bring down every single
Can't
corrupt
wait to
son
see
of a
what you
bitch.
do next.
Oh my God. Wait, one more thing. And kind of screw you, George Santos. One of these representatives, one of the female representatives, he outed in one of his tweets as a lesbian, which is not cool.
That's not cool.
That's not cool. So screw you, man, but also good luck. He's a villain. What are you gonna do? He's a super villain.
Yeah.
No, he's not a super villain. Super villain they have rockets.
No, he is a very entertaining villain who I
like the
want
Joker
to
from the old
sit
Batman.
and eat popcorn and watch what happens.
Yeah. God.
As long as it doesn't, because
it's in Chicago, they all wanted to be villains for fame and stuff. And
I know
also,
that his crimes affected people.
Yeah.
But they feel less, intense than Donald Trump, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Donald Trump is treason. George is white collar crime.
Even though I shouldn't be entertained, I am.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I want to see what he does next, and I can't wait.
All right, that's it. Good luck, and listen after the credits. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, stop the music. 2 days after we finished recording this, George Santos was interviewed by none other than Ziwe. If you don't know who that is, please look her up and enrich your life. The interview was only about, 17 minutes long at most. It's right there on YouTube. It's linked in the description to this episode, as well as the rest of all of the sources we used. But we couldn't resist talking about the first interview he's really ever given outside of that one article from, what was it, the New York Magazine, right, Alanah? Or
I don't even know.
It was linked at the very top of our last episode of the series.
The New York Times.
Yeah, the New York Times one where the lady who had covered him the whole time.
And they had a bunch of phone calls back and forth for a couple of months. Yeah, I think that was the New York Times.
Yeah, those were, those were just George being hostile to that reporter majority of the time. This was just pure magic. So I'm just going to break it down. You can go watch it yourself, but this is the breakdown of that entire interview, more or less. To start, George asked to be paid 3 times for this interview. Most people aren't paid for interviews. If they are, it's, it is discussed, but for something like this, that would not have happened. Out the gate, Ziwe asked him who his favorite, oh my God, who his favorite political activists and heroes are, and he claimed to have a poster of Rosa Parks in his office because he had originally said, if she didn't have to sit in the back of the bus, then neither should I, which was in reference to him sitting at the back of Congress, which is just a poor choice of words for him. But when he was mentioned some of these activists, he clearly had no idea who they were. Ziwe brought up Marsha P. Johnson, who was a liberation activist and drag queen who was at Stonewall. author James Baldwin and the first person ever to be elected to the California into public office, Harvey Milk. First, for Marsha P. Johnson, he just tried to play it off by saying, she is very committed to, what did he say? I appreciate that she's committed to her causes or something like that, something very vague. And then James Baldwin, he said, who the hell is James Baldwin? And then Harvey Milk, he said, I don't know who that is. All three of these people are members of the LGBTQ community. And
I really thought he would know Harvey Milk.
That one shocked me. Not knowing Harvey Milk was like, for especially someone like him is like, for some, like, he's the baseline person that everybody knows because they made the movie about him and everything. Like, a lot of people know who James Baldwin is too. And it's, to me, not surprised that he didn't know who Marsha P. Johnson was. He said Bowen Yang deserved an EGOT for his portrayal of him, which I think is the only thing I've ever agreed with George Santos about, really. And then claimed that the HBO movie is never going to happen. Didn't we talk about the HBO movie in the last episode?
I don't remember.
I don't know, man. We talked about so much crap with him, but he said it is, quote, effing fiction. And... yeah, I mean, and that was in the first 5 minutes.
Let me talk about my favorite parts.
Yes, please.
My number one favorite part was when he wasn't able to define what empathy is.
Yeah.
And he says that he knows he has it for people and for, towards people and causes, but he just can't define what it is. That was my number one favorite part. And my number two favorite part was when he talked about how he's been doing Botox and fillers since he was 25, which is insane. Like, that's really young to do Botox and fillers. That's kind of wild.
And that's why he stole all that Republican donor money so he could afford all of it, I guess.
I also loved when he would not reveal his husband's last name. Like, did we know he was married? I get confused on that.
He claimed he was married. His husband had been removed from his campaign website. I don't know if that was like to protect him or if the guy's just not real. I am on the side of he's not real. I saw that he was
wearing a wedding ring during this interview, but for some reason, I feel like we went back and forth on who he was married to and who he... On this show, we had brought up that he entered on his first day of Congress, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring, which is what led us to believe he's not married at all.
Or you don't just forget to put on your wedding ring unless, you're having
who knows
issues or you're not married at all.
There was a point where Ziwe brought up his, that he performed as a drag queen in Brazil. And he said that it was just for a day when I was 18, which, is fair. Like,
sure,
one day,
that's fine.
Who cares? And then he made a comment about how he wears far more makeup today. I have to say, throughout the entire interview, I feel like he was having a blast.
Yes.
Like, he was having the best time. He rolled with all the punches. She tried to throw some, and I wonder if she's obviously a comedian, so I don't know how much of it was scripted. Like, there were parts where they were staring at each other, like almost doing a stare off. Obviously that was, planned and I think it was, at least it looked like it was, okay, let's do this for the cameras. It'll be a funny moment.
Yeah.
So I think there were parts of it that were more planned and scripted maybe than we think, but in general, I think he just seemed like he was having a great time.
Yeah.
He was laughing, like big belly laughs, like he was just enjoying himself.
Yeah, and to his own point too, Ziwe asked, I think towards more the end of the interview, are you like Tinkerbell, as in if we stopped clapping, you'd stop coming around? What do we have to do to get rid of you? And he basically said, stop inviting me onto things, but you can't because you like the content. And I fully agree with that. And I really don't think he's ever going to go away, especially because when she asked him about all of the what frauds that he brought up that are Democrats and Republicans in Congress, he called out Kevin McCarthy, Lindsey Graham, Menendez, Mendez, and then a man named Dan Goldman, who I think he's a rep, but he said that he owes $180,000 on his $45,000 a month rent on his apartment. $45,000 a month isn't, my God, wow. The 1%, y'all are wild.
$45,000
Yeah,
a month.
$45,000 a month as well. But
Insane.
yeah, said that this guy owes money on that and stuff, which is like, and that's just like one person he's ready to spill tea on and has already done so on Twitter, as we mentioned in this episode. Oh yeah.
Now he does say, of course, he did come out and say that he did not ask to be paid. So he's claiming that part is not true.
Says the liar who lies all the time. I mean,
he did say that he feels like he matched her energy and that she came for him, but he held his own and had fun with it too, which, I agree.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, he held his own, especially when she asked him if he has any black friends. And he said, I have too many to count and I don't see color. I love when Republicans love to say that, and Democrats and any just general racist who doesn't realize they're actually racist.
I honestly think that this was such a good way to end this whole saga, although he does say that he will be back, and
Sure.
which I have already, mentioned in the episode that we recorded 2 days ago. I don't think he's going anywhere. He'll write a book. He'll do all kinds of things. He did say he's writing a book on some weird, in that interview.
I could not understand what it was about.
But it's like not about him. It's about some other topic. I don't know. But the guy's not going anywhere.
No.
But I do love this kind of end cap because like I said, and this is my biggest takeaway. He really just seems like he's having fun.
Yeah. And he
point.
Absolutely did,
Living
because
his best life, if you will.
She asked him what does a supervillain wear? And he said a blue coat and a white shirt, which is literally all he wears. But also what fashions he likes. And he said, tried to virtue signal with that he's wearing some black-owned jacket or something like that, or a black-owned company-made jacket. And he had a very special bracelet on from Hermes that he claims his husband bought him. But we all know full well that he spent $5,000 at Hermes, and I'm willing to bet that bracelet, solid gold, is probably $5,000. I don't know. But
from Hermes, it's probably even more than that.
Exactly. But he did spend $5,000 according to the all of the stuff on that. It could have been for his cologne, because he said he wears Hermes cologne too, which
that's
Jesus,
true. He did.
Lord, that has to be expensive cologne. Yeah. He also claimed that Gen Z loves Trump and that he can't wait to see what they do. I'm like, well, that's the biggest lie you've told, and that's definitely not true. But what?
Speaking of Donald Trump.
George Santos' secret dad finally, did he do something? Or?
Breaking news.
Oh.
It won't be breaking news by the time this comes out.
It comes out Friday.
Because I just saw it on my phone.
Sure.
The Colorado Supreme Court just ruled that he cannot be on the ballot for 2024.
But okay, that's confusing. Well, they had also said that he could still run from prison if he was convicted. But so that's a real weird contradictory thing there. That's they're just in general, I don't know, Colorado, get your shit straight, because you're now confusing the hell out of me. And maybe I got that all wrong just now, but I'm pretty sure they just ruled that, yes, Don can still be president if he's convicted of a felony. But he can't be on the ballot there, but who cares? He wasn't going to win Colorado anyways. But that's not what this is about. So that's basically it, aside from the very, very end when Ziwe was signing one of her books for him. He said, "Where's the signature?" in a joking way, and she made one of her crew members write a Z on the book for her.
That was great.
That was great. Probably smart on her part, because he said, she goes, "Why do you need my signature?" He goes, "I might need it for later for something." Jokingly,
yeah, but
I'm
he said it jokingly, and the smile on his face
is
honestly,
devious.
No, it was so perfect. It was playing into exactly what we all think of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like, maybe I'll need it later. Haha, because that's what you guys think of me. It was, honestly, it was so perfectly. I the whole thing for her and him, I think, was so orchestrated. They were playing characters.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun and funny, and he was having fun with it. I don't know that we'll ever get an honest moment out of him. But
Never.
there were moments, actually, I take that back. I think there were moments with his big belly laughs in that interview where he was genuinely, that was probably the most genuine we've seen of him, when he was like laughing really hard in certain moments in that interview. So it kind of gave a glimpse into him and made him more likable.
He's likable.
Unfortunately.
To me, I like him in the sense, like, he's done a lot of bad shit. He's a bad person. His politics are bad. But at the end of the day, right now he's trying to call truth to power and try and get all of these corrupt sons of bees out of Congress by spilling all the tea that he knows about them. And I hope he does. And I hope he maybe redeems himself by doing that. Because if he does, great. You still stole an unhoused veteran's dog and his money, but, you know, he's chaotic neutral, I guess, or chaotic evil, whatever. But he's
chaotic fun.
He's chaotic fun. George Santos, you are and have always been and likely always will be, because in your words, you will outlast all of these politicians because you're 35. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's just getting started and he's having a blast while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what he does next.
Yeah, let's wait and hold our breath because he will be, the new year's gonna be weird, and I bet you he's gonna be somehow a key figure in it, or he's gonna fall off the face of the earth because we're gonna stop clapping eventually. So who knows? Thanks for all the laughs, George, and call out all the Republicans and Democrats who are pieces of shit. That'd be great. But for now, see you next year, everybody. Good night. Listening to I Do Not Trust This Person, Season 1, The Many Lies of New York Representative George Santos. The show is hosted and produced by Alanah Matos and Tim Philippi. The show is mixed and edited at Shway Media Studios in Austin, Texas. For a full list of news sources and music used in this episode, please refer to the show notes. I Do Not Trust This Person was created by Tim Philippi and is a production of Shway Media and America the Podcast Presents. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And now, a special sneak preview of America the Podcast Presents The War on Christmas, Volume 8, How the George Santos Stole Christmas.
This is delicious.
Absolutely. Can you pass some Christmas ham?
Indeed. Here you are.
Thank you.
And I think I will take some more mashed potatoes and... I'm getting a call.
No phones at the table, man.
Yes, I'll take it over here. Hello and happy Christmas Eve. This is Thebadiah Stard. What? Oh, God damn it. How the hell did he do that?
What happened?
George Santos stole Christmas.
What? Seriously?
Is there nobody else that can do this? Because we've already saved Christmas once this year. Fine, we'll be right there.
God damn it, do we seriously have to do another one of these? We're in the middle of Christmas Eve dinner.
I know. It shouldn't take too long, though. 5-10 minutes tops.
All right, why am I being pulled in here on Christmas Eve? I thought we already did one of these this year. How the hell did he steal Christmas? What do you mean it's above my pay grade? Well, fine. I better be getting paid double for this. All right, let's see. Where are we? All right, right here? All right. It's the America, the Podcast, War on Christmas Spectacular, Volume 8, right? Okay, yeah. Volume 8, How the George Santos Stole Christmas. Starring Thebadiah Stard, the embodiment of an only hope for America. Tim the producer. The real George Santos and not the one you see on TV. featuring Timmy Two-Step and the royalty-free music band. And now, without further ado, your Christmas Eve Christmas Spectacular, How the George Santos Stole Christmas.
Thank you for the lift, Steven. See you at poker night.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, deep state helicopters are comfy.
Indeed. Memory foam was originally designed for deep state helicopter seats, but then I said, maybe it should be a bed, and Tempur-Pedic was born.
Right on. I'm sure we won't get sued for that. Oh my god. Does George live in a mountain fortress?
Ah, indeed. It used to belong to the Grinch, but then he and his dog went on a canine owner's meetup cruise, and while they were sailing the seven seas, George Santos moved in, claimed squatters' rights, and then refused to leave. The Grinch has been homeless ever since.
You're supposed to say unhoused?
Do you want to get into semantics, or do you want to save Christmas?
Christmas, obviously. Should we knock?
Well, I don't see a bell, so I'll start pounding. It is I, Thebadias A. Stard, the embodiment of and only hope for America, here with my producer Tim, and we are here to rescue Christmas from one George Santos. Is he in?
I am.
That doesn't sound like George Santos.
Oh, it is, trust me. Listen, George, you better let me in or I'm gonna use my powers.
Oh, fine. Just as long as the Grinch isn't with you. He's not, is he?
No, he is not, because he is living in the Whoville Community Center because of you. Now let us in.
Very well.
Aw, Jesus Christ, there's like 1,000 steps, man.
Yes, indeed, so we better get moving. And while we do that, America, you can listen to this very important commercial. We'll be right back.
America the Podcast presents the War on Christmas Spectacular, Volume 8, The George Santos Who Stole Christmas, is brought to you by Real American Christmas Wishes. Wishes so American they'll work until they're 80 years old. That's Real American Christmas Wishes, available wherever freedom is sold.
And we're back in what seems to be the evil lair of George Santos.
Oh my god, he really did steal Christmas. Wow, okay, wait, where is he?
I'm right here.
What the fuck? I thought his voice sounded different on the intercom. That's not George Santos.
No, it is.
Okay, please explain.
Well, it all started when I...
No, not you. You lie. Like, a lot.
And I don't?
You lie less, I think. Just explain what the fuck's going on.
Well, when you see George on TV, he's simply wearing a rubber Mission Impossible style disguise that he bought from Hermes.
Okay, and the different voice?
Oh, he stole it from somebody like Ursula in The Little Mermaid. He actually stole it from a mermaid, believe it or not.
So this is his real voice?
It is. I am a real human man.
Are you? Because most humans don't say that.
You're just being a hater, just like how everybody hated on my personal hero, Rosa Parks. See? I have her picture on my wall.
Isn't that Representative Shirley Chisholm?
What, you don't think I know my civil rights activists?
No, I don't, because I watched the Ziwe interview.
He's just a not-so-closet racist, Timothy.
I'm not racist, but my Amish dog is. He hates me because I'm black.
What the hell are you talking about? You're not black.
But my father might be.
Oh my god, Theb, I cannot do this. Can you please handle him so we can go back home and eat?
Yes, indeed. All right, George, we know you stole Christmas, and we have food waiting for us back at the house, so we need you to give it back to us now, or we're just going to take it from you, and I am well within my abilities to do so right now.
Oh yeah? And what will you do?
Hit a button on my phone that will signal the deep state to raid this compound and then take you to a black site.
That sounds bad.
Yes, indeed. Oh my god. What was your end game here, George?
To be the best criminal mastermind there ever was.
So you decided to steal a bunch of Christmas presents from a small village at the base of a mountain?
Of course he did. He has no originality.
Indeed. Not to mention the title of greatest criminal mastermind there ever was goes to me and will always go to me.
Yeah, right. You get caught all the time.
Name one time I've been caught.
You briefly kidnapped Michael Jordan in season 1 of our show.
Okay, name 2 times.
You kidnapped Bob Miller from Wisconsin, me, my wife, and Michael Michael Sizemore from Brews and the Boys and politicize this.
All right. I've been caught a few times, but I haven't been caught lately because I've been helping you with all of the podcasts.
Yeah, but you didn't help with the podcast we did about George Santos.
Alanah wouldn't let me.
Ah, yes. I heard you and your little wife lying about me on your podcast, Timothy.
We didn't lie on our show. You, however, lie all the time. You didn't go to Baruch College to play volleyball. You didn't work for Goldman Sachs. And I'm pretty sure you stole this dog from an Amish person.
It was a disabled veteran, actually.
Jesus Christ.
He said he didn't want it anymore.
I do not believe you, dude.
Of course you don't believe me. Nobody believes me. This is all just a farce to bring down a strong Brazilian Jewish man. Besides, who hasn't lied?
I would never.
God damn it, you are not helping.
It's just like my Uncle Jesus said, yet he who is without sin cast the first stone, or Burberry scarf if you have one available.
How about ye who stole money from an unhoused veteran and his dying dog who died? Ugh, God, gross. Fuck you, dude. I'm glad we made that show and I'd make it again.
Aren't you doing Ron DeSantis next year?
Huh? Oh, yeah, and his wife, Casey.
Why can't you leave us poor Republicans alone?
We'll leave you alone once you return Christmas.
Not a chance.
I see you drive a hard bargain. What if I were to arrange for you to get the justice that you deserve?
I'm listening.
You let me and my producer Tim save Christmas, and we will arrange for you to get the justice that you deserve.
Well, can I keep the dog?
No.
You cannot.
Fine. He peed in my shoe as it is.
Yes, very good. Do we have a deal?
We do.
All right, very good. I'll just use some Christmas magic to send all of this back, and there we are.
Couldn't you have done that earlier?
Yes, but I wanted to see what would happen with George, and I would not have been able to do what I'm about to do.
Which is what?
Oh, you'll see.
Well, all right then. So that's it? You'll get me what I deserve?
Indeed, my people will be in contact with you soon. Come, Timothy, let's go finish our Christmas dinner.
What about the dog?
I guess it lives with us now.
All right, come on.
Yes, good dog. Farewell, George.
Do I just wait here?
Indeed, just wait right there.
Dude, so you're really gonna get him out of jail?
I said no such thing. I said I would get him what he deserved. Yes, hello, Agent McKenzie. Yes, you are good to go and move in on the compound. I don't think excessive force is necessary, but you know what? It's Christmas. Have at it. Just give me and Tim a 5 count, and then you can move in. Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas to you too. Bye-bye.
Dude, what did you just do?
Oh, just called the FBI to raid the compound and arrest George on what I believe is 1 million counts of larceny.
Oh shit, so he's gonna go to jail for like a while.
Indeed. Hopefully the Grinch and I will also be even after this as well.
Oh, that's good. Oh, wait a minute. Dude, the dog's tag says he belongs to the Grinch. I thought George said he stole it from an unhoused veteran.
Oh, the Grinch was in Vietnam.
Oh, right on. Should we go, find him and give him his dog back and let him know he's getting his house back too?
Ah, yes. There is nothing like a good deed on Christmas, especially because it moves you up on the naughty and nice list, and we should be sitting real pretty right about now.
We better be, as many times as we've saved Christmas. Oh my God, twice this year.
Indeed we have, and you, the American people, can thank us by telling your friends about this show or leaving a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening to the War on Christmas Spectacular, Volume 8, The George Santos Who Stole Christmas. Tim and I are going to head home and finish our Christmas dinner with... Oh, wait. Alanah was in the bathroom when we left.
Oh, shit. She doesn't know we're gone.
She'll be fine. I left her a cold plate of mashed potatoes. As for you, America, thanks for listening, and we will be in your ears again next year. For now, Merry Christmas, and good night, and good fight. You've been listening to America, the podcast presents the War on Christmas Spectacular, Volume 8, How the George Santos Stole Christmas. The show stars Tim Philippi and Thebadias A. starred the embodiment of and only hope for America as themselves. Due to technical difficulties while recording in the field, Tim Philippi had to re-record George Santos's lines and did so poorly.
Screw you, man. I did my best.
Well, if your best was a poor impression of John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live, then I guess your goal was achieved. Irregardless, George Santos tried his best and look where it got him, in a deep state black site. Where was I? Ah, yes. This episode was written by Tim Philippi and Thebadias starred with additional writing by Andrew Turner and Alanah Matos. This episode was mixed and edited by Tim Philippi at Shway Media Studios in Austin, Texas. All music and sounds heard in this episode were procured through the sources listed in the show notes. America the Podcast was created by Tim Philippi and Thebadias A. Stard and is a production of Shway Media and America the Podcast Presents. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com and americathepodcast.com. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved.
This has been a production of Shway Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com.